I'd now like to bring forward the esteemed Mr. Brett Rutherford, who has, I believe, a new creation for today. Is that so, Brett?
Yes. I'd like to read two pieces, one old, one new. The first is a streetscape called Midnight on Benefit Street, 1935. 300 years ago, it was a footpath winding among family grave plots. All moved, at least the stones were moved to pave and straighten. Now it is a strange amalgam of mansions and squalor. Every other streetlight shattered, every other doorway and entrance into delirium or vice. John Brown's mansion lords over the street, aloof at the end of its ponderous lawn, high fence upon a looming wall, so you are always beneath it, going about your business unnoticed. Ear pressed to those stones, what might you hear beneath the slurry of earthworms? What awful groans and chain clanks? Or maybe the slip slide of silk upon the polished floor, the fumbling for a long-forgotten key, to the snug merchant cabinets and cubby holes stuffed with lost bags of silver coins. In the stillness of museum night, the mummy shifts in its linens, dry lips stirring in naturous dust. The stolen Buddha's hand creaks slightly as it regards its empty palm with a wooden eye turned suddenly as bright as the orb of a tiger. Fireplaces puff out the acrid smoke of exterminated forests. Ash falls in minute flakes. Snow's prelude. The brooding Athenaeum thrusts up its temple front, a vault where books and the ideas within them slumber untouched for decades, tended by frowning priestesses. A hurried shadow passes the darkened armory with its faint air of rust and dampened sulfur. Long past the freighting time, the railway tunnel beneath the street echoes the shout of a drunkard, then silence, no, not silence, the chittering of rats. Thousands down there in nightly migration between two rivers. Does he linger now before that house whose double cellar doors fronting the sidewalk where phosphorescent fungi alarmed his boyhood visits? He keeps the Capitol in sight, and overhead a crescent moon, and there a scintillant Venus forming a triad with Regulus, up in the lair of the lion this night of all nights in the year. And there, the steeple on distant federal hills, St. John's, the starry wisdom place. If only those worshippers knew what secrets slept above them. He passes, too, the house in red, the garden of roses where Poe first saw the Helen of Helens. He looks down to the ruined waterfront, past the Episcopal churchyard, to the silted river, the rotting wharves, the sullen, silent warehouses that once burst with silks and tea. In one of those dim taverns, Poe recited The Raven for whiskey. Somewhere down there in a Chinese alley lay the way to El Dorado. But no, these are modern times. There is nothing down there but a wallet snatch beating for a solitary poet. Howard Phillips Lovecraft turns back home.